Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren here with the MLM Superheroes, and we are live right now on an international broadcast, broadcasting to all four corners of the world. Guys, what I want to do here is I want to just pick up here on a conversation that I was just having here quickly with Chris Lawrence, because I think it'll have a profound impact on everybody in this group. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching later even, it doesn't matter. This is imperative that you understand this about how our reality is actually created, okay? Now, a lot of people will say to me, Darren, how is it that you can recruit, like, 5 or 7 people in a single day? And I say, here's my strategy. I make it a goal that I'm going to talk about the wave particle theory 3 times per day, okay? 3 times per day, okay? Now, first of all, I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to explain to you right now what is the wave particle theory, and how exactly does that work, and how is it that that is what is going to be sort of the guidance system as to where are you going with your own reality, okay? Because scientists, this is laboratory scientific research. This isn't concept, this isn't philosophy, this isn't maybe, this is laboratory research, science. Okay, this is the actual science behind getting rich, okay? Now, the scientists were trying to figure out what is the universe actually made up of, okay? Because they knew that everything was made up of atoms and molecules. Like this is made up of atoms and molecules, and this is made up of atoms and molecules, and the desk is made up of atoms and molecules. But what are the atoms and the molecules actually made up of? Well, they got it all the way down to the electrons, okay? So they're trying to figure out, well, what are the electrons made up of? So there's one group of scientists in a laboratory, guys. This is laboratory scientific research. It's not concept. It's not an idea. It's not philosophy. It's not scripture. This is science, laboratory with microscopes, okay? And this one group of scientists, they believed that those electrons were actually made up of waves of energy. And the waves of energy would come together, and they would form the electrons, and the electrons would come together to form the atoms and the molecules, and the atoms and the molecules would form stuff, okay? Stuff. So all of the results come back, and it was 100% conclusive evidence. Those electrons are made up of waves of energy. There was no skewing, so that means there was no other thing that they were. They were waves of energy. 100% conclusive evidence. In the laboratory, science, okay, not guesswork, not philosophy, but in some other area of the world, there was another group of scientists, and they believed that those electrons were actually made up of particles of matter. And the particles of matter would come together, and they would form the electrons, and the electrons would form the atoms of the molecules, and the atoms and the molecules would form stuff like this. Guess what magically happened? All of the evidence came back 100% conclusive that those electrons are actually made up of particles of matter. So over here in this laboratory, it says particles of matter. Over here in this laboratory, it says waves of energy. Both are 100% conclusive. There are 2 worlds that exist simultaneously. 2 worlds. Over here, they were waves of energy. Over here, they were particles of matter. That means that there's also 2 worlds that exist in your reality. Everything you want and everything that you don't want, okay? And you are walking a tightrope between 2 different realities, okay? Now, both of them are 100% correct, just like in the laboratory. They are both 100% correct. whichever one you are thought-directed emotion that generates feeling is what you're going to get, right? So here's the interesting thing. So we were talking a little earlier. I was talking to Chris. Chris, tell me what you said. I said, are you going to be in Vegas? Tell me what your response was.
My response is something along the lines of, I didn't think that I would be able to afford it.
You didn't think that you were going to have the funds. Okay, so, but it started off with, I'm trying to convince my wife to come, right? I may have to go alone, but funds to get there. Right. So look at the three steps. Okay. So the first one was, I'm trying to convince my wife. No, you're not. You're trying to convince yourself. Right. That's the bottom line. You're trying to convince yourself, right, of what I'm telling you is really the truth. Right. So you're actually in control of these two realities, and you're fighting your own self between these two realities. And it all gets back to the human condition, guys, just so you know. Deservability, worthiness, self-love, and boundaries. The moment that you draw a line in the sand and raise your standards, the moment you throw your hat over the wall and you say, I'm going to be there no matter what, and that's it, period. You buy your ticket. It's only $144 or $150. But the moment that happens, everything shifts, okay? Because here's what I will tell you. The energy of the Chris Lawrence that sent in a top producer formula, and I said, congratulations, bro, that's awesome. You said, man, I'll tell you what, I'm just getting started. There's going to be more. You just wait and see. There's more to come. You just watch. That's the guy. That's the guy in that energy that's going to go to the top. That's the guy, right? So there's a difference between that guy that I was communicating with and this guy that I'm communicating with. They're two different realities, guys. And you will be in this internal tug-of-war fight until you can surrender, until you can feel worthy and deserving and love yourself enough, right, that you'll just let go. And you'll realize that the whole internal battle, the whole internal struggle that you've been going through all this time, right, is you against you. It's not you against the world. It's you resisting abundance. It's you resisting allowing it to come into your life. Because the guy that I talked to, you know, on chat like a month and a half ago or so, it's not the same guy. Who's the other guy? Right? Who's the other guy? Tell me.
That other guy's me, but this is the me that thinks that I've got enough for black card now, and my option was go black card, or maybe go to Vegas and join the co-op group. And you had told me go black card, right? So I've got all my banking information all ready to go, everything, right? But do I take that money now and go to Vegas instead,
okay,
and work on putting the money towards my black card?
Okay, hold on a sec. Here's the thing that you're completely missing the boat on. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna share with you a couple things. You might not like what I'm gonna say. Okay.
Well, that's fine.
But I'm gonna share with you because I feel that this will be of benefit not only to you but to the whole group. Okay. Most people get into business, Chris, and they don't believe that they're going to make any money. Okay, so the money that they have in the bank, that's the only money they think that they even have or that they have access to, right? They forget that they have access to the team. They forget that they can leverage Millionaire Mentoring. They forget that they have me as a business partner. Okay, now if you don't believe that you can close people, I can close people. Yes or no? Do you believe that or not?
Oh, I believe you can. I believe I can close people as well, and I've done it in the past.
Okay, so my point being is this. We've got like 5 weeks, at least 4 weeks, okay? So if I could be in a situation where even at a $154 price point, which I just did, this is the deal that I just came off of before I got into iPass. Okay, so at a $154 price point, leveraging off of the $3,000 bonus, leveraging off of people that I looked up to as mentors, okay? And all I had to do was get good at connecting and get good at inviting. The art of connection and the art of the invitation. That's all I had to get good at, okay?
Yep.
And the system, the team, was going to do everything else for me. Okay? Now, in that period of time, within that 30 days, I generated about 10 grand. So you're not giving any credit to revenue that the actual business creates for itself. Okay? So you're actually looking at your business like you're going to use up all your money's gone now, right? And the business itself is not going to ever produce any more money. So the first thing that you have to shift is this of what's going on in here. And what I will tell you guys is that 95% of you becoming a millionaire, 95% of you making 7 figures or higher is whether or not you believe it in your 2 realities. These 2 realities exist. They're vibrating back and forth. Remember, waves of energy, particles of matter. Waves of energy, particles of matter. Everything you want, everything that you don't want. And what are you emotionally connected to? Emotionally connected to, because that is the secret. That is how you create whatever it is that you want in your reality. Thought, directed emotion that generates feeling. So if you are emotionally connected to past failures, if you're emotionally connected to rejection and things not working on past deals, if you're emotionally connected to the fact that you're falling behind or it's not working and that you're not going to be able to pull it off, that's what you will get. But what if? What if you took all of the pressure off of you and you just became an inviter to the team? What if you actually surrendered to the team? Because this, I believe, guys, is the biggest challenge that people have in this industry. They don't realize this is not a lone ranger business. This is a team sport like playing football. Okay? A quarterback cannot go onto the field and play a full game. It's not even possible. You cannot play a game unless you have a team. Okay? And until you can surrender your pride and your ego and stop being the Lone Ranger and actually become the team. Become the team. Morph into the team. Right? So don't make the mistake that most people make, is that they become an island all on their own. Okay? They become an island all on their own. Okay? So here's an example. When I roll out a campaign like the Just Did It campaign, guys, I'm not rolling it out for myself. I'm rolling it out for the whole team. Okay? You'll notice that there's no links in it. There's no domain address on it. You know, it talks about Mark Clyett having a $20,000 second month. It talks about Mary Barnett having a $3,000 day and increasing the sales of her food manufacturing company. It talks about Michael Triton having a $3,000 day his very first week, right? It talks about Rex Harris having a $14,000 in 5 days period of time, right? So, you know, it talks about Chad 3,000 for the whole team. Now, until you can surrender to this amazing success that we're having, right, you become a pod over here, all by yourself, all alone. Now, here's what's going to happen with your subconscious mind, okay? Your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind starts to look at how long you've been in the business, okay? And what it does, it starts to do an evaluation, like some, you know, some report, like you're doing a report on yourself, right? Like the boss, right? So all of a sudden, you go into split consciousness, and you start doing a report on you. And then you start kind of downing on yourself, like, come on, dude, like, you've hardly done anything. Like, who would ever believe you? Like, nobody's going to join you. You've already done anything. Like, give me a break, right? Who would ever join you? They'll probably want to go join one of those other people. Like, if you showcase those other people, they'll probably go join them. Okay? That's our own inner mind battle, okay? Now, if you come from a understanding that we live in a holographic universe, there's no lack. That's all an illusion. This is an abundant universe, abundant, okay? Every single person on this planet can be a millionaire, every single one, right? But they're all battling their own human condition, right? Which is deservability, worthiness, self-love, and boundaries, right? Now, if you want to master those four, you've got to master the three. What are the three? Your thoughts, your words, and your emotions. So what if today, Chris, you believed that all this whole time, it's all just been an illusion? It's all just been this inner battle that's been going on with the self-talk that's been messing with your mind, and it's all fake. It's all an illusion. It never existed in the first place. It never existed. It's all you just doing it to yourself, right? What if you believed that that same energy that you were in when you closed that person at top producer, what if you believed that that was normal? What if you believed your phone was ringing off the hook with incoming calls? What if you believed that people were going to contact you from elementary school and they felt compelled for no reason at all to pick up the phone to find out what you're doing right now in your life? What if that was true? What if every single person that you talk to wanted to join your business? Right? So, and using the $3,000 bonus as the leverage and the team stories as the leverage, it wouldn't take very much effort, right, to make $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000, even if you were only talking about the inner circle level, because that pays $87.50 per month per person, right? Doesn't require massive amounts of people, especially when 1, 3, and 5 are pass-ups. Correct?
Yep.
Can you see the difference with what I'm saying there?
Oh, for sure. I know it's all mindset.
You know, so what I want to do here is I want to just reach out here quickly to Tracy. Tracy, are you? Can you unmute?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Guys, I just want to, throw a kudos out there to Tracy, okay? Because Tracy has never had a computer, okay? He's never done anything technical. He's never even, I think, even had a smartphone, okay? Like, he's, within the last 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something, he's brand new, but he consistently shows up. That's it. He consistently just shows up, okay? Tracy, tell me what happened here this last couple of days with your ranking. Didn't you rank in like the top 200?
Yeah, I checked on it today. I had a couple of sales, and I also pleasantly pleased to see that I was 185 on the weekly, I believe.
Okay. Guys, that right there is what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, it's important for you to all understand here, if you're watching on this call, that if somebody can just plug into our mentoring, plug into the mindset, follow the basic strategies, okay, of learning how to connect with anybody, doesn't matter who they are, okay, how to build rapport, how to get them to laugh, how to find a few things in common to open the vault. I call it putting steam on the clams. Okay, now once you can change a person's state, get them to laugh, right, and find a couple things in common, whether it's giving them a compliment or being from the same city or you both have children, boom, you got 3 things in common right there. Boom, you're in. Okay? If you can change that person's state, any person can become a prospect. Any person can become a prospect. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Here's what I will tell you about human beings. We all basically want the same things. We all have the same needs. Okay? So if you look at the basic human needs, okay, so from somebody that's homeless to somebody that's not homeless. So let's say that you're not homeless. So, you know, a basic human need is that you need food and shelter, right? Basic human need. If you don't have food, you're going to die, right? If you don't have a place that you're safe, right, you're going to start to fall down the rabbit hole and become sick, or, you know, get a disease or something. So food and shelter is a premier sort of Neanderthal need, okay? We all want to feel loved. We all want to feel needed, okay? We all want a good family, right? We all want a good spiritual connection, right? We all want to, we all want to, like, have some sort of car, something that we can depend on for transportation, right? We all want to be able to have spontaneity and excitement and adventure, right? We all want to be able to, you know, not have to really worry about price tags. You know, like that feeling inside your body, that kind of awkward feeling when you're looking at a menu thinking like, you know, can I, how much is that? Can I afford that? Just hold on a second. Hey, pal, I'm just on a hangout. Can I call you back in about an hour? Hello? Okay, sounds good. Goodbye. So, once you understand that as human beings, we all are truly looking for the same things in life. So anybody, provided they're not so far down the rabbit hole in victimhood, right, is a prospect. So how is it that you're going to be able to identify whether or not a person is a right person for you? Typically, guys, this is the low-hanging fruit. And what I typically do is I want to sort and sift as fast as possible to get to my payday, right? So the two types of people you're looking for are people that are in a state of transition or they're in a breaking point. They're either in a peak or they're in a valley in their life, okay? Now, if I give somebody a call or I'm, you know, chatting with them, if they're in my close-knit network, okay, and I, you know, reach out, touch base, say a quick hello, and I say, you know, hey, Tom, it's Darren calling. I just wanted to reach out, touch base, say a quick hello. What's happening in your world? And I listen, okay? Now, if the person says to you, oh, my God, man, you're not going to believe this. I mean, I'm totally on my path. I'm traveling the world. I'm living my dream. I'm making more money than I've ever made my whole life, okay? I'm typically not going to try to recruit that person, okay? What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to go through that person, right? So they're already on their life path. They're not in transition. They're not in breaking point. They're at what's called a peak, okay? Now, people that typically are in a peak are very influential people, okay? And they typically are in the know of anybody that's in between careers or underpaid at their job, okay? So I'm going to say, so my goal, obviously, is to change their state and get them to laugh. So once they've handed it back to me, I'm going to say, I got to tell you this story. This is hilarious. Okay, now I'm going to tell them something funny, and we're both going to be laughing. Oh, that's good. Hey, Tom, just out of curiosity, do you know anybody right now that you can think of that's either in between careers or underpaid at their job that might have the qualifications to roll out an international expansion? Right now, I'm just doing a rollout. I'm currently looking for a couple key people. You know, typically first year, they're looking at between 150 and 200K. Second year, you know, 300 or so. Can you think of anybody off the top of your head that might have the qualifications I can get in front of? Now, if he's now interested, he's going to tell me that, well, I wouldn't mind finding out about it, Darren. What exactly is it that you have, right? So he's now requalified himself. Okay, so there's a number of different types of networking, guys, and here's what I will tell you. Every time I roll out a company from scratch, okay, where I'm looking to raise money, hire a management team, get a board of directors together. Anytime I'm looking to assemble people, right, it's all about my vision. Okay, so what I will do is I'll start off and I'll be talking about my vision, and I will go through those influential people to get my key people. So I'll typically say, if I'm looking for a CEO, hey, you know, I go through the whole thing, blah, 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 get some rapport. Hey, Tom, just out of curiosity, do you know anybody right now that you can think of that's in between careers or is underpaid at their job that might have the qualifications to be a CEO? You know, right now I'm rolling out a new company. You know, I'm looking for a CEO to fill a position. You know, typically we're looking at about 150 to 200K depending on their qualifications. There'd probably be some stock options and bonuses and whatnot involved as well. Can you think of anybody that might have the qualifications I can get in front of? That's how I actually recruit management. That's real business, guys. It's no different, okay? So once you put yourself into that type of mindset, now all of a sudden you're the CEO of your business and you're looking for 6 to 8 qualified people to roll out an international expansion. Now, here's what I will tell you where most people go wrong in this type of a business model. They never do that. They never define their perfect business partners and figure out who it is that they're really looking for. Because let me ask you this, like my perfect business partner, I'll give you an idea. My perfect business partner is typically already an entrepreneur, okay? Or they're in senior level management, or they're a realtor, mortgage broker, insurance agent in the automotive industry, a day trader, somebody who's already established in their life. They're typically married. They got 2 kids. They have 2 cars. They have a home that they own, that they pay a mortgage on, and a vacation property. And they typically are already on the path of personal development. They know who Tony Robbins is. Many of them have walked on fire. They know who Deepak Chopra is, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, Dennis Waitley, Zig Ziglar. They know all of these people, okay, in their reality, right? They're already familiar with. They've already read Think and Grow Rich, right? And they typically are looking for an exit strategy. They have a lifestyle, but they don't have freedom. That's who I want. And they have a gold, platinum, or titanium credit card. Now, where most people are at when they're looking for business partners, they're looking for anybody, right? Including the guy that's the panhandler down on, you know, Hastings Street that doesn't have the next, you know, money for his next meal. That's not a qualified business partner, guys, just so you know. So you've got to first of all know what exactly it is that you're looking for. You're sorting and sifting. Transition, breaking point, right? Peak or valley. If they're in a valley, you're going to go to them. If they're in a peak, you're going to go through them. Okay? Now here's how this works. It's real simple. If you tell me that you have pain, that you have a problem, or you identify to me that you're not living your passion, I now have leverage, just like an arm wrestle. Okay, now once I'm over that point, whoomp, you're going down, right? Now, you're the person that's going to do the selling, not me, okay, not me. I'm just going to ask good questions, okay? So whatever it is the situation is, if you tell me as an example that you're in the home-based business industry, what do I want to find out? How long have you been in? Question 1. Okay? Are you doing it full-time or part-time? Question 2. How big is your team? Question 3. Who's your mentor? Question 4. And how much is your monthly marketing and advertising budget? 5 questions. I know everything about your business in 5 questions. 5 questions. Okay, so let's go back again. How long you been in? 2 years. Are you doing it full-time or part-time? Part-time, you're broke. How big's your team? 10. You're broke. I've just confirmed it. Who's your mentor? I don't have one. What's your monthly marketing and advertising budget? I don't have one. Bingo. I got ya. Because guess what? I just found out how to help business owners in XYZ company, whatever it is that you're in, add $2,000 to $3,000 to your monthly marketing budget in 60 to 90 days. And you go, really? How do you do that? Watch this video. I'm out. I'm done. And now I can say, oh, and by the way, watch this training that I did for my team where I was talking about how to develop a $9,000 day mindset. Anyway, it was great to connect. Chat soon. I'm gone now, right? So I'm just leaving a trail of breadcrumbs behind me, of value, right? That's the difference. So what I've done for everybody here, guys, this is you know, kind of like me taking this and putting it in the boat, okay? So everybody here has all the stuff that I use, okay? So you've got unstoppable vision, okay? So if I get an idea as an example that a person's an entrepreneur, okay, and they're stuck, or they could even be on a path, but they're scared. They can't, you know, they're scared to make another move, okay? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to have them spend the next hour and a half with me, without me. That's called leverage, okay? That's unstoppable vision, okay? So I'm going to now say to them, you know what, Tom? Here's what I recommend you do, okay? If you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, you've really got to get clear on what it is that you want and why it is that you want it. That makes sense, doesn't it? He's going to say yes, okay? Once you learn how this works, guys, you will learn how to adjust your questions to get yes answers all the way along, okay? So here's what I'm recommending that you do. Watch this training called Unstoppable Vision, okay? And I'm going to tell him what it's going to do for him, okay? So watch this training called Unstoppable Vision, and what it's going to do, it's going to get you so tapped into your dream emotionally. It's going to get you emotionally connected to your dream, to your vision, and to your passion, so that you're going to become unstoppable, right? Does that sound good? And they're going to say yes, okay? Now, after you've done that, what I would also recommend that you do is get this book in either audio or on Amazon. And that book is called Ask and It Is Given, okay? So you're literally already their mentor. You see how that works, guys? So you're spending the time with them, right? And if they're not fully qualified, leave the trail of breadcrumbs behind you. Why would you want to do that? Because people go through breakthroughs. That's why. People go through breakthroughs. And somebody right now that you might look at and think, oh, that guy would never make it. 6 months from now, or 10 months from now, or 3 events from now, you might be going, holy crap, I can't, that's not even the same person. Exactly. We all go through metamorphosis, right? We all go through this, right? So what you've got to understand is that you as the leader, okay, it's your job to be the mentor, right? And you have a whole bunch of value that you have, okay? That quite honestly, guys, I'm going to be quite frank here. There's only a couple of people that are actually using our value. And I can tell just by how many people are registered for the $3,000 bonus. That $3,000 bonus put me into 12 grand a month in 49 days. So I can tell you for 100% fact it works for recruiting, right? It's the powerhouse, right? It's quantum physics training. That's what everybody wants, guys. People contact me and they say, Darren, send me your PayPal. I'm going to send you 3 grand. And you guys have it as a bonus giveaway, a $3,000 bonus if somebody just gets a Kalatu blog and the Inner Circle Mindset training. Seriously, guys. That's like your ticket to the promised land, right? Honestly. Okay. So what I want for you to understand here is that as we go to this next level, right, you've got to sort of take ownership of your CEO position. Okay. So you're the CEO, and you need 6 to 8 international expansion leaders to never ever have to worry about money ever again your whole life. That's the truth, guys. Really, that's the truth. Okay. So if I look at the situation of where I'm at, right, after going through this training, it's probably generated about 450 grand, but there's only been a handful of people. It's only really been a handful of people that were rolling out consistent marketing and advertising campaigns that were actually responsible for that, right? Does that make sense? So you don't need thousands, right? If you ask any 7-figure income earner how many people they're really closely connected to, they'll tell you there's just a handful. Just a handful, right? So that's why it's important for you to be thinking about influential people, people that have a database, people that are influential in their community, in their churches, people that are involved with their chamber of commerce or their board of trade, or they have some sort of life credibility. Those are the people that are going to take you to the next level. Okay, so I want to just reach out here to Sonia. Sonia, can you unmute, please?
Sure.
Sonia, can you just share a little bit about some of the breakthroughs? I know that you've been going into like fireworks, rocket launcher status. Tell us a little bit about your breakthroughs.
Well, one of the ones I had today, I did a post about it because I was sitting here thinking. Can you hear me? Oh my God, I think my screen went dead. Can you still hear me?
No, you're good.
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. My computer is messing up. So anyway, one of the ones I had today was I was sitting here and I was thinking about all of the different things, that I wanted to do and how I would do them. And then I realized that I was actually focusing on, the little things, all of the little tiny details. How am I going to do this? Well, how am I going to do that? And then it just occurred to me, you know what? Forget it. As long as you're clear on your vision and not that mission, not what it might take to get there. As long as I'm clear and I know my why and I have my belief system, intact, that everything will be supplied to me. I don't need to worry about that. And that's one of the things that had been bothering me for a long time, was because I was worried about, the little things, all of the little details, and I just, made a decision today that I'm not going to do that anymore. I will get everything that I need when I need it, and that's that. So there you have it.
So, guys, what I want for you to understand of truly what Sonia is talking about is she's talking about surrendering. She's talking about surrendering. Do you realize that? She's talking about all the stuff that she's been learning in Millionaire Mentoring, and she's now getting it in download. Okay, she wrote out some post today, and it was like breakthrough, exclamation mark, with some other stuff after that. And it's important for you to understand that this is how I actually create stuff. Okay, so people say, Darren, how is it that you come up with a product or come up with a special sauce thing or whatever? Here's what I do. Okay, here's the exact formula of what I do. I think of a problem that people are having, and I'm going to come up with a solution to their problem, and I'm going to name it, okay? I'm going to throw it out into the future, and I'm going to meet with David, the designer, and I'm going to tell him about my vision, and I'm going to get him to lasso the future reality and go, right? So now I have the finished thing, whatever it is, whether it's 7-figure profit maximizers or Unleash the Alpha Within, or How to Recruit Your Reps in 6 to 45 Minutes. And now I'm setting a launch date. It's not even done yet. I haven't even started it. Okay, I'm going to set a launch date and I'm going to start promoting it like it's the next thing that's going to totally transform your reality forever. Okay, I'm going to promote it like it's the best thing since sliced bread. That if you don't have this next thing, if you're not at the webinar where I launch this next thing, you're literally going to be left like dust on the side of the road, 8 to 10 months behind everybody else who attends that seminar. Okay, now as we go, okay, so keep in mind, I've gone into the future, and I've gone, and then I create a vortex. Okay, now once that vortex is created, here's what happens. Real simple. You're here, you're in the future, you create the vortex, and that's how here to here you walk forward in complete blind faith. You walk forward in complete blind faith, and you trust this process that if you can just surrender the fight against you and allow the abundance flow to come in, okay, you will access what's called the universal superconscious. What is that? What's the universal superconscious? The universal superconscious is every thought that has ever been thought since the beginning of time by every single human being that's been in existence on this planet. That includes Albert Einstein, that includes Alexander Graham Bell, that includes Sir Isaac Newton, that includes Bill Gates, that includes Henry Ford, that includes Napoleon Hill. Every person that's ever existed, you have access to their download. Okay? And in this time, from the time that you set the date until the launch date, that's when it's all going to happen. That's when it's all going to happen, guys. And if you trust this, I'm telling you, miracles will start happening for you. If you throw your hat over the wall and you just believe it. Okay, so here I want to give you guys a real sort of case study. Okay, here's what happened for Chad. Chad got to a certain point where he was ready to create his own special sauce, which was his My Tweet formula. Okay, and he was in between two realities, like this. Okay. So there was probably about 2 months or maybe even 2.5 months that went by where the other reality was still pulling him backwards and he was resisting advancing to the next level of leadership, right? And that's normal, guys, just so you know. The moment that he contacted David, the moment that he had some visuals, okay, that were tangible, where he could see into the future, he had a $10,000 week. Poof. How about that? The moment that it became visual, the moment that he had a page, even though it wasn't up and running, he had a page of his brand, right, with a video box and Work With Me Now. The moment that that happened, he had a $10,000 week. Okay? Now, what happened beyond that is that propelled him to believe that what he had massive value, okay? And then he just did a webinar. Okay, he just did a webinar, okay? Now, what I did, because I wanted to show everybody what the evolution would be, okay? So what I did is I took Chad's, I'm going to show you guys right now so that you can actually see this in action. Okay. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what I did is I created what's called a sales funnel, okay? So here's the sales funnel. So I called it the Twitter formula funnel, okay? There's been 72 visitors to the site. There's been 46 people that have opted in just from my Facebook wall with 63.89 conversion rates. Okay, I just posted it again. Look what happened. Poof, right up to the top. Okay, look at that. 33 views and 21 conversions. Holy crap! I just posted it, guys. Look at that, 28th. I just posted it. 33 views, 21 conversions. Okay, so let's take a look at what it says. Okay, this is called a lead magnet. Okay, so it says free video training, $1 million online Twitter formula revealed. Discover this $1 million online Twitter formula you can implement with just 1 hour per day online. Over 1 full hour of value. It's so easy, it's crazy. Video will be sent to the email you provide. There's a reason that I do that, so that people will give me their proper email, okay? And then it says continue to step 2. So they put their email in. Now let's see what happens. Okay, so that was the first page, and then in ClickFunnels, I just go, okay, well, add a page, so I added a thank you page, and let's take a look at that. So once somebody opts in now, guess where they're going to go? They're going to go to here. Okay, so I want for you guys to understand the psychology. So it's important for the 2 pages to be congruent. So on the front page, I was talking about the $1 million Twitter formula with just 1 hour per day online, profitable techniques explained. This is going to be the value, okay? It says, get started today and become part of our Millionaire Mastermind. Once you are activated, you will receive an exclusive $3,000 bonus training, okay? Now I've got social proof underneath here. Okay, so look at this. This is by far the most useful info I've seen for maximum results. I've watched it twice already. Chad has become the most amazing mentor. I'm very happy to call him friend. Amazing information presented here. I learn more on every training you do. Thanks, Chad. Excellent information. Awesome, Chad. Great value. This is called third-party validation right here. Okay. Now we go down to the bottom, and what does it say? Yes, I want to use these techniques to create a $1 million business online. Click here to get started. Now, because of the fact that Chad's giving an hour and 20 minutes of value, and he's doing screen share, and he's showing Facebook chat, and he's showing his software of how he's been able to develop a list, there's no need for me to have them watch another video. It's not necessary. So what do? Click here to become part of the mastermind. Where does it go? Goes to sign up. Here's how you get started. With what? The $1 million ring formula. See how it's congruent from the front page to the value page to the sign up page. It's called congruency. Okay? Now, I can tell you this. I've already enrolled one person. Okay? I've already enrolled one person on complete autopilot. So somebody has gone and they bought the Kalatu blog. Okay, so if I go in here onto View Team, if I go in here onto View Team, can you guys can't see my screen, can you?
Yeah, it popped out a screen share.
Okay. Okay, so here we go. So here we go, the Kalatu Premium. And we've got, oh, look, we just got another sign up here. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's been 23 people, guys, right now, just so you know, that have gotten the Kalatu Premium. I originally put my intention out at 15 for that particular scenario. Okay, so my next goal, my next intention is to help 5 people get qualified as boss. 5 people get qualified as boss. Okay, so I want to give you guys an idea here as well. Can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so watch. So let's just see here. Okay, so this is a campaign that I ran for a Facebook ad campaign. Okay, now this particular thing was a packed out webinar that fried all of Google. Okay, this fried of Google. We had so much response here that we couldn't even handle all the traffic. Okay, so watch how this worked. Limited seating training event, almost full. Brand new training event, how to recruit new reps into your home-based business in 6 to 45 minutes. No joke. Yes, save my spot. Wednesday, May 20th. Host Darren Little, co-host Rex Harris. What you're going to learn. Get a free copy of MLM Affiliate Magic when you register. Warning, limited space available. Yes, save my spot. You click on this, boom. Save up. Sign up to save your spot for this exclusive training. Name, email. Yes, please save my spot for this VIP event. This takes you to the next level, guys. I'm telling you. Okay, so Chad right now is ready to go to this level right now. Okay, Rex Harris is ready to go to this level right now. Okay, you know, once you do a couple of webinars and you realize that it's no big deal, it's no big deal. All of the pressure is going to come off of you guys. I'm telling you. The only way that you can do this is just to actually do it. You literally have to just throw your hat over the wall and say, I don't give a shit. I don't care what anybody says. They don't pay your mortgage. They don't pay your mortgage, guys. Okay? So if you want to really, truly take your life to the next level, you're going to have to shake this. You're going to have to shake this and go, okay, I'm not going to settle for a life of mediocrity anymore. I'm not doing it. Okay, and until you get to that point, until you reach your breaking point where you draw a line in the sand and you realize that businesses have basic expenses. That's just normal. Most places pay $2 or $3 grand a month just for their rent or their lease payment. Okay, now you've got a situation here with what we've got going on with the Empower Network, where your overhead to run your business is only a couple $100 a month, right? Even if you had all of Empower and all of iPass, you got 47 basic, 97 for the coaching, $15 for your autoresponder, $19.95, 97 bucks for a Class 2 premium, and $100 for the Millionaire Mindset. So it's even $400, okay? So if you look at that compared to a land-based business, it's peanuts. There's hardly anything that you've got to do when it comes to the a monthly overhead, okay? Now, you can do free strategies or you can do paid strategies, but the goal is that you need to get qualified buyers to a lead capture page. Qualified buyers to a lead capture page. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can buy qualified buyers and send them to the page, one way. You can create content that speaks to people's pain, gets them to opt in because you're offering a little carrot, come to the other side, this is what I'm going to give you. Or you can basically connect with people, find out the pain, problem, passion, leverage, and boom, get them to watch your video, right? Direct to the video link. 3 simple ways. Okay, so paid, free strategies with content, or actually connecting with people. Now, it's all going to depend on how much time you have and how much money you have, right? Time versus money, right? So you can do both, or you can do both. You can do either, or you can do both. Does that make sense so far? Okay, so Chad, now that you're seeing the flow of these sales funnels and you're seeing how simple and easy this is, can you see what you're going to need to do to go to the next level now?
Oh yeah, I was looking at that sales funnel and I definitely want to duplicate it because I really like it.
Yeah, so I mean, is there anybody here that looks at that and goes, oh my God, I could never do something like that. That's just, that's way over my head. I could never, ever do something. Just so you guys know, the basics of those pages is already finished.
Yeah.
So it says, okay, what do you want to use for your lead capture page? Oh, let's see, I got all these designs. Okay, view this one, view this one, view this one. Okay, no, I'm gonna go with that one. Okay, good. It loads up. Edit. Okay, let's see. What do I want for my background picture? You can either upload your own, or you can use some of their stock ones. The one that I used was just one of their stock ones because it converts really well. That, you know, blue water with the two rock mountains in the side. Okay. So, okay, cool. Now I've got a top section of body, a bottom section of body, and every single section where I've got a type is indicated. Now, do you want to put your name and email, or do you want to just have email, right? The most amount of opt-ins will come if you just have the email, okay? The most amount. But if you put underneath that we're sending the video will be sent to the email that you provide, now you are going to get more people to put in the right email address. Okay, so it's important to understand that. Now, the way that it works is this, just so that you understand the flow of this. When you go into your autoresponder and you set up a form, right, for your list, right, which is an opt-in form, if you don't know how to do that, guys, you need to know how to do this. So contact the GetResponse or AWeber customer support and get them on for an hour. They're free, right? They'll walk you through the entire thing. And they're the best people that can be able to help you because they know their computer program the best, okay? That's what I did. So what you've got to understand is that when there's a form and somebody puts information in, the system needs to have a where are they going to go to, right? Are they going to go to are they going to stay on the same page? Are they going to go to a thank you page? Are they going to go to a website? Where are they going to go from that, okay? And it's in the custom thank you section. Custom thank you section. So if I go to the thank you part and it says custom URL, I'm going to take the URL from the second page I've built, put it into that form, output the code, and then connect it back onto the first one. Now, I can tell you this. I'm not a technical guy, okay? But the system's very intuitive. It's very, like, you know, if you just open up a panel and you, okay, well, let's see, what are all the possibilities? Oh, well, what if I hit this? Oh, what is it? Oh, okay, that changes the color. Okay, cool. Okay, what if I click this? Oh, that's the copy section I can change. Oh, okay, cool. You know, so it's very intuitive. But what I will put out to you is this, guys. This business model that we're in is a leadership business model. It's not a sales pitch business model. Now, until you can get this, until you can really understand that this is a problem-solving business model. It's not it's not trying to convince people. They will actually sell you on their dream versus you convincing them why they need to buy your products. Okay? If you're trying to convince people, you'll get this. Okay? If I'm basically asking you questions, connecting you to your dream, you're selling me on why you want your dream, and I'm piquing your curiosity and getting out of the way. Now it's like martial arts versus being in a situation whereby you've got this happening. Does that make sense? Make sense, guys? Okay. Steve, can you unmute when you get a chance? Steve? I think we lost Steve. Okay, who do we got? We've got, is it Enigu or Enig? How do you spell it? How do you pronounce that? What is
Anisa.
Anisha. Anisha, how are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
You got a camera at all?
Yeah. 1 sec. driving while I'm listening to y'all. Hold on.
Probably gonna die.
Shut up. I don't know if you can see me or not.
Okay, you're driving there. I don't want to cause an accident there, so.
All right, let me set it back off. Hold on. All right.
Okay, no worries. Okay, and who is your sponsor, Anisha? Chad Turner. Okay. So I just want you to be completely and totally honest right now, okay? Don't worry about, stepping on anybody's toes or hurting anybody's feelings or anything like that, because I want to know the absolute 100% truth, okay? When you connected with Chad, did Chad get you to do any type of LOL, or was there any type of laughing or anything like that in your first part of the exchange?
Yeah, it was my husband is the one who initially connected with Chad.
Okay.
But whenever I talked to Chad, it was more we were already getting in the business. My husband's the one who initially made the first connection with Chad. So yeah, but whenever I do talk to him, there still is a lot of LOLs.
Okay, cool. Okay. So let me ask you this. When you were talking to Chad, was he just genuinely asking you real questions about your real reality so that he could try to help?
Yes, and he still does.
Okay. That right there, guys, is why Chad Turner is a top recruiter. That right there is why he's had 6 $3,000 days, because he's following the mentoring. He's not trying to reinvent the wheel. He's not trying to create some other thing that's not it. What he's actually doing is really, really smart, okay? Because this is what I talk about a lot in mentoring, is how can you take the training that we have and then create some other little thing here, but use all of that knowledge, right, what's behind door number 1, use all that knowledge to be able to create your little special sauce, right? So if you watch Chad's training, he talks about transition and breaking point. He talks about the 3 Ps, pain, problem, and passion, right? He talks about getting people changing their state. He talks about all of the things that are most important in networking. But now he's got this new thing over here, which is my tweet formula, right? And now he's going to come up with my tube formula and my Instagram formula and my Pinterest formula and whatever else that he's got going on. But it's all based upon what's behind door number 1. Okay, now once you own that, guys, once you can fully own that, you will own our mentoring and you will own that $3,000 bonus. And you will realize that once you do, that your personal business will go like this, completely vertical, right? If what you do, now keep in mind, Tracy is now 2 levels down. Okay, so Tracy keeps on showing up for Millionaire Mentoring, and Tracy now hit 185 in the top 100, or top 200 rather. Success leaves clues, guys. Right? You got to understand this about this whole thing. Success is a radio broadcast frequency. Success is a radio broadcast frequency. So Chad now is going, his vibration is going like this. Okay, now you can see it when he's doing his hangout, right? His vibrational resonance is increasing. Guess what's magically happening? His dad is now getting energy transference, and he's now becoming a top producer. Is that a coincidence? No, it's not. That's how it works. That's how it works, guys. So what you've got to understand here about what's happening in your reality is, A, are you showing up or not? I don't know. I don't know, right? I don't know whether or not you're showing up. Only you know. Only you know, because you could be watching on YouTube and I might not even know, right? There's people watching right now on YouTube that couldn't get onto the panel, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have a full panel here. So there's people watching right now on YouTube that could be showing up, right? But I wouldn't know whether or not they're here. So if you're watching on YouTube, here's what you've got to ask yourself. is A, are you showing up to Millionaire Mentoring? B, are you actually just surrendering your pride and ego and just working with the basic principles until you can master those? Because now Chad is sort of the first person out of the gate. Now keep in mind, Chad's only been involved for about 6.5 months or so. I think he's in his 7th month. That's how long it takes, guys. Okay, and when we were talking before about the multiple realities and the resistance, quite honestly, and Chad and I actually talked about this, there was about a 2-month or 2.5-month window where there was resistance going on like this between the two realities until we finally went right over into the next one. Am I right, Chad, or no?
Oh yeah, definitely. There was like a little resistance.
Pretty accurate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So guys, what I want for you to understand here about this is that, you know, what's the difference? So if you look at, here's two realities that exist simultaneously. So if Chad's on one side as a student, right, as a student, and all he's been doing is following the basic formula, applying the strategies, but thinking in his mind how he's going to create his own special sauce, right? Which he did, which quite honestly, it only really took 4 months. You know, there was the window there, right? So within 4 to 7 months is realistic. That's why I tell people that literally in a 12-month period of time, you can go from 0 to like massive superhero, right? You could totally have life freedom in that short period of time, right? So now here's what's interesting though. Tracy is now on his second, I think he's at 8 weeks, Chad? Tracy, how long you been in?
Yeah, about 8, 9 weeks, something like that.
Okay, so within an 8-9 week period of time, Tracy has now entered into the top 200 people in the whole company. This is significant, guys, right? We got to understand here is that it can happen like this. It can happen like this if you believe it to be true. If you believe it to be true, it can happen in a flash of light, okay, in a flash of light. So, Chris, back to you here for a quick sec. Are you there? Chris? Are you there, Chris?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so Chris, tell me, now that you've been on, because here's the interesting thing. There's been about a, I don't know, 12-week pocket here where you've been just the invisible man, right? So now that you're back plugged in, can you see the difference I'm talking about?
Yeah, I definitely can. I have been on YouTube videos when I can from work.
Okay, so that's
break
good.
here and there.
At least we know you're plugging it. At least we know you're plugging it. But can you see a difference when you can actually be here and there can be some type of an exchange that happens?
Oh, for sure, because I get the exchange with you, not hearing other people's stories, right? It's me.
Can you see the difference?
Yep, for sure.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so Shirley, can you unmute for a sec?
Hey.
Okay. Shirley, you've been plugging into Millionaire Mentoring now for, it's been maybe, what, 4 weeks?
A little over a month.
Little over a month. Okay.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Because you've had a massive shift in your self-confidence, in your ability to do videos, in your ability to put yourself out there and just be the naked soul and talk your truth. I mean, you've literally gone through a massive transformation in 1 month. Am I right or no? I'm not imagining.
No, you're right. I mean, not to brag or anything. But yeah, definitely. And I've had quite a few people actually ask me themselves what I've been doing because they're seeing the change and I don't even have to say much and, you know, people are already watching me.
That is so great. That is so great, Shirley. I'm so proud of you because I've watched you literally like blossom like a flower. I mean, it's just been incredible to witness that happening, right? So that's Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I've listened to what you've told me, and you've always said, you got to tap in deeper into your past, to why, you're scared, why you're afraid, like, what are you scared of? Fear. Okay, what are you fearing? Rejection. Okay, why do you fear that? And then, it just came down to the conclusion that, in the past, I've let people in my life that made me feel like I wasn't good enough, which kind of explains everything else. And now I'm starting to see that I'm answering my own questions, and with that, I'm delivering more and creating more value out of the negative things.
Fantastic. That is just so incredible. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. That's so great.
Thanks.
So great to witness that. Jessica, can you unmute?
Yeah, Darren, I'm here.
Okay. Jessica, you had a major breakthrough in Nashville. Can you just tell everybody about that?
Yeah, I was talking to you and just kind of broke down. I don't know, a lot of emotional stuff back in my past. So I'm going through that right now, cleaning everything up and getting ready to move on, going to the top with you.
Let me ask you this, Jessica, because, this is you're in a really, really interesting time, Jessica, right now, because what's happening is that it's almost like, just so you guys know, the way that a diamond is created is from pressure. It's the universal pressure pushing the coal, and it makes a diamond, right? The diamond is created from the pressure, right? That's what creates the diamond. Within the human experience, what actually gets you to go to the next level is the pressure that builds up the Pandora's box that finally goes and pops, right? So Jessica right now is in a really interesting time because she had level 1 of her breakthrough in Nashville, but now she has to get her full breakthrough right now. And it can happen as fast as you want it, as long as you're prepared to face your fears, deal with the emotions, and, let that emotional volcano burst. And when I talk about it being emotional volcano, guys, I'm not joking. I'm real serious, right? It really, when you start to go back into your timeline and start cleaning up that stuff and realize that it was you that did it to yourself all along to get to your breakthrough, then you are going to a completely different level of the reality. Because what you have to do, quite honestly, is take the journey inward into the abyss, into infinity, right? And your ego's going to want to hold on and hold on and hold on to the reality, right? And you're going to face your fears, and all of a sudden, poof, off you go, right? Now, when that happens, the emotional burst happens, and you get tears of pain, tears of complete euphoria, all simultaneously will come out of your body. And when that happens, oh my God, that's when the next level happens in every single area of your life. Sonia, have you had any of that happen for you recently in the last 6 weeks?
I'm sorry, Darren. My computer is going in and out. What was the last question you just asked me?
Have you had the awakening for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Most of them are things like just hearing, the same things that you have been saying, and then all of a sudden having a totally different understanding of it, and when those things happen, those are just, amazing to me, because it's like, oh my God, I get it. I actually get it. I was trying to think of this last one we were talking about one night. geez, I can't even remember right now. But anyway, I think it had, oh, I know. We were talking about the transition from, going from my job, to my business. And you said the words, you said, Sonia, listen, it's just, what you're doing is just a transfer of skills. Do you recall that? Yeah. And that was more like, bingo, bingo, I got it. Even though you had been telling me, that all along, it's like I had reached a certain level where now I completely, understood. It's like sometimes you can hear the words, but you're not grasping them all. So, yeah, I've had quite a few. I mean, they're coming, I want to say almost daily now, the awakenings. And it's like when I get them, I get chill bumps, and I just get so excited, and it's just amazing. You are muted.
Okay, guys. Well, put out to you here in closing is that right now, if you get really, really super focused, okay, and you make a decision as to what you want your outcome to be, here's what I know, okay, and I'm telling you this from somebody who did everything in their power to pretend that they were like the single mother at home, okay? I didn't want to roll out a deal where I just went and just spent massive amount of money where people go, well, it worked for you because you went out and spent all that money, right? I didn't want to have that, okay? So I've launched companies where I've gone into a stack of cards and called every single influential people that I know and gone through them and asked for referrals. I've done a launch like that, okay? Random cards of people that I've met at trade shows and that I left an impression on, that I just reach out, touch bases, at a quick hello, right? So I've rolled out companies like that. I've rolled out companies where I did a 25 connections minimum in every single day, 25 minimum. Okay, now it's only really 25 on day one, just so you know, okay? Because on day two, they spin over, and on day three, they spin over, and it's all accumulated. So they start to ramp up to as many as 75 connections in any given day. So 25 to 75 connections for a 3-week period of time is what breaks inertia, okay? 25 connections in a 3-week period of time in any given day breaks inertia. But the 25 spins over, and it goes like that, okay? I've done a rollout like that, okay? So, and that's been with just social media. I've also done a rollout where I started with $560 in traffic. I got the results. So okay, so you saw me do a report results. Okay, you saw me report results with ClickFunnels. So I did a campaign, I put it on my wall, it generated a certain number of leads, and now I'm posting my results on my wall. Now, why would I want to do that? Because all of the people who are watching go, holy crap. I mean, these guys are like, they got their stats, they got everything, they got tracking, they got all these creative things, they got people on the team making huge success. I want to join that team. Okay, it's not an accident, guys, that I roll out this stuff like this, okay? So now from there, as it starts to convert, what do I do now? I go total budget, total number of hits, total number of leads generated, total conversion rate, total number of sales of the basic, total number of sales of the upsell, total number of sales of 6-figure shortcuts, total number of sales of Klaatu blog, right? And I put my stats, okay? This is how we're going to roll out this next level campaign that I'm working on right now. We're going to spend $20,000. Don't think that we're going to be throwing money at the wind, because we're not doing that, okay? We're not doing that, guys. Okay? We're going to go in like a sniper, right? Because we want highly targeted leads. Now, once we get the data, okay, so I want you guys to understand that you as individuals cannot do the same as a collective. It's not possible. It's not possible, and I'll show you why. Let's say that to do the proper test marketing, that it's going to require $3,000 of the 20. If you were an individual and you only had 1,000, you wouldn't even be able to do the test marketing. You wouldn't even be able to tweak your campaign, right? It wouldn't even be possible because you wouldn't have had that $3,000 to do the actual testing. To take it like this and go with a laser. Big difference, okay? So when you're off on your own, it's very difficult to go through all that stuff and get all that data and do all the stuff that you need to be able to do in order to take that campaign to the next level. But as a collective, you can, because everybody's only paying a little tiny bit of the testing. You see how that works? So if there's 20 people, right, then each person is only paying a little fraction into the testing, and the rest is all coming into leads. So let's say that we can hone it down and we can get the lead cost down to, say, $1, okay? That means that 20 grand should generate 20,000 leads, right? So from that, I can tell you that based upon a campaign that we're rolling out, is that we should see some pretty amazing results. Now, keep in mind, you have to take individual responsibility if you're the weakest link, okay? And I'm really serious here. If you have not gone through Unleash the Alpha Within, if you have not completed the 5 simple tasks that need to be completed, and you are that dead weight anchor with your emotional baggage that's holding back every single other person on the team, that's a problem, guys. That's a problem, okay? Because we are only as strong as the weakest link in a collective. Okay, the collective energy can only be as strong as the weakest, lowest vibration. If you have still not gone through alpha training, when it's literally right there, people pay $3,000 to go through that, and you have it as a bonus. If you have not gone through that, and you're holding back the rest of the team because you will not take action, right, then you're actually painfully throwing all of your stuff onto the rest of the team, and that's not fair. Okay, that's not fair. Okay, so there's no reason that between now and Friday that you can't get through the Unleash the Alpha Within training, right? Am I right with that, Chad? Am I right with that? 5 days is plenty of time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 5 days, a weekend. I mean, yeah, a couple days can be done.
Exactly. So guys, what I want to just put out here is that, we are really ready to go to the next level. Your only goal right now as a recruiter should be to get 5 Kalatu premiums. That's it, right? And help one person in that group become a boss. So you become a boss, and then help one person become a boss and become a boss maker, right? And that's going to, that's the model. Boss, boss maker, boss, boss maker, boss, boss maker. That's what gives you depth in your organization. So your only goal is to get 5 people at the Kalatu Premium blog. That's it. Don't worry, let the system do the rest for you. Get 5 people at Kalatu Premium. Now, here's what I will tell you. Based upon the numbers that I've done before, I can tell you this. If you have 50 casual conversations, no sales pitch, guys. Reach out, touch base, find out what's happening in the person's life, and listen. Okay, what's your goal? Your number one goal is to get them to laugh and change their state. That's it. Get them to laugh, change their state. Number one goal, okay? Your second goal is to find 3 things in common, okay? once you've got that little, now it starts to go like this. You've got synergy, okay? Now, after that, you want to start to ask probing questions. You want to find out whether or not they're in pain, whether they've got a problem, or whether they're living their passion. So I typically might look at their profile. If they're on Facebook, I might see if they've got kids. I might see what city they live in. I might, if I've been to their city, I might get some rapport with that, right? And your goal with that is to be able to get to this, where they're going to start opening up and telling you the truth, okay? Now, after that, you've got to steer that conversation. You've got to be the person that steers the direction of the conversation. The person that asks the questions controls the conversation. The person that asks the questions controls the conversation. If you're in control, you're asking questions. If you're not, you're out of control. You're going to be drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled. Now you're on the firing squad. Okay, that's your fault because you didn't ask a question. If you want to gain control and you get asked a question, you answer the question with another question. Now you've got control over again. Okay, important they understand that. Okay, any closing comments at all, Chad?
I'm just really excited for everything that's about to roll out with the team. So a lot of great stuff happening. So that's it.
Okay, Chris, any closing comments?
No, nothing. Nothing really close with. Just happy to be able to plug back in person here and follow along.
Great to see you back, my friend. Great to see you back.
Thanks.
Great to see you back. I really mean that. I really mean that. I really see you going some big places with the company, and I know it can be sometimes challenging with timing and work and everything else. But you know, if there's one thing that I can put out to you as a mentor, is whatever it takes, brother, get yourself to Vegas, okay? Because something is going to happen in the physiology internally inside your body when you are in a crowd and you witness people that 2 years ago were bankrupt, that have made $750,000 or $1 million in 2 years, and it will shift something internally in your body. You won't even, it's hard to even comprehend what that's like until you're there. And you've got a whole energy of the crowd around you, and sometimes the people up on stage, sometimes they're emotional, sometimes they break down. Sometimes when they break down, the whole audience breaks down. You can't explain what happens unless you're actually there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, any other, Jessica, any closing comments?
Excited for this week and getting through my breakthroughs and just going all in.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, Shirley,
Hey,
any closing?
I actually wanted to add that one of the reasons why I started being active was because, I mean, I listen to your videos every morning. So every morning when I get up and get ready for work, and one day I pretty much just got pissed off, like, because I pretty much, I don't know, you were saying that you were proud of someone, and then I'm pretty much just sitting there thinking, why don't you be proud of me? I'm right here. Why don't you be proud of me? So pretty much the whole day I was just like, okay, what the hell am I going to do about this, you know, like, so I just started taking action, and then, so really today I did not expect you to give me that shout out, but that's just what happens when you take action. So there you go. That's what it was. There goes one of my breakthroughs.
Well, you know what's really cool, Shirley? You know, is for you to understand the moment that happened, you drew a line in the sand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you drew a line in the sand that day, and you're the one that manifested today to happen. How about that?
Right, for sure.
So if you take that concept now and go, holy crap, I know how to manifest, and I've got documented proof of it.
Right.
Because that day you drew a line in the sand. That day it pissed you off enough that it changed something in you, enough for me to even bring it up on this broadcast, to comment on it, right? But that's
Right.
what you actually wanted.
Right.
You didn't tell me to even bring you up.
Right? No.
Right?
I'll slip you a 20 later.
No, but seriously, like, think about it, right? That's
No,
you
right,
that did that.
exactly.
You got to take ownership for that, girl. I'm serious. That's huge. That's like a
Right.
massive, massive breakthrough right now for you to realize that you already got the formula for manifestation and you implemented and that it worked within a 4-week period of time. How about that? Probably less than that, probably 2 weeks.
Right.
Right? See how that works?
Pretty much, yeah. Got it.
Sonia, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm really excited about the co-op. Those pages are looking freaking awesome, and I want to do a shout out to Shirley as well, because I've seen the change in her in the last just 2 weeks. I've been watching her blog posts, and I've just been watching her posts, period, and she's really stepping out there. So congrats, Shirley. Cool.
Okay, Tracy Turner, any closing thoughts?
I'm just looking forward to going to Vegas and getting some more information, doing the whole learning thing, spending time with my son, meeting everybody. I think it's going to be a great week.
Fantastic. Guys, what I want for you to start getting mentally prepared for, okay, mentally prepared for, is that part of the biggest challenge that we all face as human beings, right, is feeling that, we have to do things right. Okay, we have to, we don't want people to judge us, or we don't want to people to laugh at us. What I will share with you is that a person that is at the worst possible case of talent or skill will literally be surrounded by people to help lift them up. Literally. No joke. The moment that they decide that they're going for their dream, it doesn't matter how good or bad that you think that you are, you will literally have a rush of people that come and give you a hug. You will have a rush of people that embrace you, that help lift you up to take you to the next level. So don't let your fear take you down, okay? And what I would encourage people to do is, this is what was my breakthrough for me, okay? Is that there's two possible things. One is that get comfortable taking your camera, okay, and putting it like this, where you turn on your camera. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my camera, and I'm going to hit this button where it lets me see myself. See, like that? Okay, so I'm going to be able to see myself as I'm doing the video. Okay, so let me give you an example. So you want to just be, yourself. You can see yourself, so it's like you're talking in the mirror, right? And just talk to the other version of you, right? So I'm talking to me. See that? See me there? There's me, and I'm just talking. I'm having a conversation with me. So I'm going to pretend that I'm sitting across the table from me, and I'm just having a casual conversation, right? Now, if I got to go like this, or scratch my, do this or this or this, it doesn't matter, because people do that when they go out for dinner, when they take a drink and they scratch their eye, right? People do that. So don't feel that you have to be perfect on your videos. The more perfect that you try to become, the less you will connect with people, right? So if you need to take a pause or a break, or just think about it. What was I thinking about? I forgot for a sec. Oh yeah, there it is, right? Just do it. Don't redo another take. Don't edit it. Just do it. Put that video up. And what you'll find is that it will get way more interaction. Way more interaction. I'm not kidding you, okay? Now, if I look back at a video, this was actually one of my breakthroughs, guys, straight up. I did a video in Nashville in my room when I first got there, and I met this couple that were coming on the shuttle from into the place. And this one gentleman was saying, you know, that he was really missing the camaraderie and the masterminding, and he didn't have that on his team. And I said, well, come on our group. Come in our group. I'll open up the whole, you know, thing to you, and just come on board, right? I got no problem with that, right? And he says, well, Darren, well, how are you going to be able to benefit? I said, it's not about that, right? It's about the relationship. So what I want for you guys to start thinking about, when you go to Las Vegas, don't be your own little pods. Okay? A lot of people make this big mistake. When you go to a convention, your goal, okay, is to start to cross-pollinate with other leaders. You don't have to be on the same team to provide content and value to the industry. Very important that you get this, guys. Don't make the mistake and spend the money that all these people are going to spend and not cross-pollinate with other leaders. Anybody that you see up on stage, get your picture taken with them. Try and get a couple conversations. Just a little bridge. Just that little tiny bridge is all you need that can totally take your life to the next level. Because you can put a panel of leaders across here, and now you can lead the leaders. Right? You're the introducer. You're the cross-pollinator of the whole group. And what that does is it edifies you as being a leader too. And it's the power of association. Okay? So here's what I will tell you. If I hadn't have done that in Nashville, I wouldn't have been hanging out with Victor, right? And if I hadn't have done that in Chicago and Denver, I wouldn't have met Scott Rayleigh. Okay, and Scott Rayleigh and Victor introduced me to Todd Witherspoon. That's how it works, guys. We're not even on the same teams. They're not in my business. They're in the same company, but they're not in my business, right? Kimberly Tilley's not in my business, right? But we're doing joint ventures. We're working together as leaders to help each other, right? So it's imperative that you get this, guys. Don't go to Las Vegas and not be thinking that you're coming out of there with new relationships that are not on your team and new content, new interviews. If you see a bubble of exciting energy, get yourself in there. Introduce yourself. This is a relationship, people connecting. Hey guys, just want to introduce myself. I've seen you guys on the internet. I love watching your stuff, and I just wanted to come over and say a quick hello. My name is whatever, right? So make sure that you're doing that, okay, guys? Critical, critical. So get your tickets. Chris, I tell you the best thing that you could do right now is log into your back office, buy a ticket, right, to the Rise event, and let everything else work out after that. I mean, truly, you're only gambling $149 or whatever. That's what I would do if it was me. Anyway, guys, you've got Darren Will here with the MLM Superheroes. If you're just joining us for the very first time, click the link below. Take action. Throw your hat over the wall. We're literally taking people from completely homeless to $20,000 months in 6 months. We're changing lives. Doesn't matter if you're a waiter, waitress, if you're a blue-collar, white-collar worker, if you're a business professional, you might be a senior management CEO, it doesn't matter. You could be an electrician, plumber, it doesn't matter. A single mother. We are changing lives in all 4 corners of the world. So click the link below. Take action. My name's Darren Little with the MLM Superheroes. I look forward to meeting you in person one day. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye for now.